my garden revels, 3-ish plants not to miss in the month of February. Coming up. And just for the record, by the way, 3 is a really tough choice, even in the month of February. Although, having said that, some come straight to the top, actually straight to the top any time of the year. But in February, number 1, Daphnia Dora. This is the fragrant Daphne, also called winter Daphne. We have some planted by our front door, and that fragrance that just wafts in, it's just, there's an excitement about spring. And by the way, if there is a fragrance that says spring, this has to be it. Now, a little bit about these guys. If you have morning sun and afternoon shade, they will love this. It could be on the east side, it could be on the north side. And definitely make sure you plant this with root power. Your goal on these plants is just to get them rooted in. Just concentrate on rooting in because you want that nice established plant. Another tip, by the way, is after they finish blooming, they're an early spring bloomer, but boy, you can just even cut one bloom, put it in water into the house, and you'll have a fragrant house. But after they finish blooming, give each a little tip prune. So, because the goal on Daphnia Dora is you want it to branch. The heavier it branches, the stronger it is for that winter ice or snow that we might get. Now, if you have issues finding Daphnia Dora, let me suggest a good, very good, close number 2. Not official number 2 on this list, but it's 1A, should I say. And it's this guy right here. The reason why I say this is a great second place to Daphnia Dora is that this is also very fragrant. There's a similar sweet fragrance to this. This says spring as well. The blooms, you can see, are much, much smaller, but there's more of them. And if you plant 1, 2, or 3, you'll get this really soft cloud of fragrance. Takes the exact same conditions too, by the way. This loves to sit in the afternoon shade. What is it, do you say? This is Sarcococa. It's Sarcococa rusticofolia. By the way, sneak this into a hanging basket as well. It makes for a wonderful winter surprise. Number 2 plant not to miss in February is this chosen fellow. This one is a hyacinth. Now, why am I choosing a hyacinth in February? Is because this is one plant that is really fun to watch grow. And you can watch it grow inside the comfort of your house. So now oftentimes you'll get this later on this spring. You'll see them on the tables and they have that wonderful bloom. It's that tall, I'm going to say stocky type bloom, and they're also very fragrant. There's a little bit of a theme going on here. And they come in a lot of different colors. I've heard folks say that, well, bulbs are short-lived, but if you really watch them emerge, push up, every stage of their growth, it's really quite fascinating. It's a wonderful thing just to watch every morning to see how different it is. It'll emerge and then color up, and then you get different levels of fragrance on that as well. So these ones also, yes, you can sneak into a hanging basket or a container as well. But also, just like I said, inside, watch it grow, and then that fragrance is all about spring. I really should include all the spring bulbs. My apologies, sneaking in a 2A, but if you're hungry for color after the browns and grays of January, a bright color might be the violas. All kinds of colors too. And number 3 is, of course, hellebores. And the neat thing about hellebores is there is an amazing selection of colors and kinds to choose from. They are an amazing plant. And if you have had some tough times in life, this is a great plant to have in your garden, believe it or not. Because what this plant tells me is that no matter how cold, how wet, how harsh a winter comes, this one still blooms despite all of the odds. So when I see a bloom on a hellebore, I just think of toughness, of resilience. It's a great term for that. And it naturalizes really well in the Pacific Northwest garden. This one loves also the afternoon shade, and it's one that you plant and forget. So it just comes out with more and more blooms each year. So hide them in a container. Yes, hide them in a hanging basket, or put them into the ground and just watch them get bigger and bigger every year. Now, a couple of things about this too is not only is it tough in that it blooms so during a dark time in winter, but the blooms themselves are very, very tough. They're really a long-lasting bloom. So oftentimes you'll get the blooms to still be on the plant in May. So it could be from December all the way into May. This beauty, by the way, is called Pink Frost. Hi. Another neat thing about this is that you'll often find those bumblebees just kind of hanging out on that bloom, just waking up for the season. You also find the first bees of the season looking for that first bite. Look at this beauty. This one's called Ice and Roses Red. Side note, by the way, on the hellebores, some of them come with a really intricate leaf. So in your container or hanging basket, it looks good all year round. So when it's not blooming, at least has that variegated foliage. Ice and Roses White. There's the Virginias too. Nope, we are going to keep it to just 3-ish plants. Guys, that is the hopefully helpful tips and tricks for this week. Always live your passion. This is Virginia, so hard to resist.